What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to another edition of If They Only Knew. I mean, the world already knows who the fuck you are, yeah. But yeah, if you've been under a rock, stuck in a fucking box somewhere, want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Main, aka Gangsta Light, aka just straight up light. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Uh-huh. So everybody know you from the neighborhood stories. They loving that shit. Them numbers is still hitting you. Them shits is still rolling. They love the whole neighborhood shit. You telling your story,
hmm
but I don't think they really know the real story. So this one here, we're gonna go a little deep on it. Yeah, we're gonna name this
Okay.
one from the playground to the prison.
Mm,
So, yo, we're gonna touch on your prison bit, but let's start off from the beginning. Yo, tell me a little bit
okay.
about your childhood.
Yeah. Well, growing up, single mother household, man. You know what I'm saying? I was the only child till I was about 12. You know what I'm saying? Then, my mom's had like Darlene when I was 12, and then she had Jotique
Yeah,
when
I
I
didn't
was
even know you was
14.
12. Yeah, I felt like you was
Yeah, I was
younger
12.
than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was the only child. Yeah, for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it was rough growing up, fam. Like, I ain't have an older brother. Like my pops had two sons with his wife. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't tight. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
didn't have to say. I didn't even know them like that. I think I
Yeah.
met them twice in my life before I got older.
Mm.
So anyway, when a nigga had problems and fights, I couldn't go run to my pops. Like I couldn't go run to no brother, not even to a big sister, nigga. It
Yeah.
was it was either I run to my mom's or had to defend for myself, man. You know what I'm
Yeah, you know,
saying?
moms
But
was playing. Moms was a
yeah, you
soldier
know what
out
I'm
there,
saying?
boy.
Like Cookie Tribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, at some point though, when you got two young kids and you got a teenager out in the street running wild, you have to make a choice. I got a sick child that I gotta worry about, or I'm gonna chase after this 15-year-old kid that's already out of control.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And of course, we didn't realize that as kids and shit. Now, as parents and shit, we realize the struggle for real. You know, like shit is a lot harder than we thought, man.
Yeah, I mean, we was poor, man. Like it wasn't no middle class, man. It was straight up you was either poor or rich. The only good jobs that was in the hood, either you worked at the library,
Mm.
nigga, you worked in the supermarket, or you was a construction worker, or you
Yep.
worked for the city.
City. Yep.
That was it. The niggas that was construction workers had all the love because niggas was getting guap, because that was the only jobs that was out. So
Yep.
what else did we have to turn to? Like, what else there was?
Even
You know what I'm
fast food had a fucking waiting list.
Yeah, man, fucking McDonald's, nigga, you had like a fucking college degree or some shit like that, or
Yep.
at least
Yep.
graduated high school. Most
Yep.
of us dropped out of school at a young age. Like I dropped out when I was 15. I only did my freshman year, and that was it, man. Because
Yep.
it's funny that you have that special guest over there behind that camera, Lizette.
Uh,
Because
she gonna come in soon.
let me tell you something. She was the one that got me started. It was her, and
Uh,
I think it was Jock.
Let me slide over, yo. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah,
Talk
yeah.
directly to her.
Yeah, yeah, it was Lizelle and it was Jock Townsend.
Uh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? And so
Upcoming.
yeah, huh?
How did she start it off? Go on,
How did
snitch
she
on her.
start it?
Snitch on her, yo.
No, no, no. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
We
I
get
just kind of
consent,
keep it
yo.
with me. Yeah, I just kind of keep it. I don't want to put nobody else. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But Lizelle was the one that actually, because I remember my mom's had kicked me out the crib, and I was staying in the yacht crib, and I didn't have no money like that. So Lizette was like, "Yo, fam, you know, I get you plugged in, you get a little bit of sun." And I think I was hanging with Lizette. We was kind of,
You was
I
in
was
school
around them.
together.
Yeah,
Evander.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I was around them, but Lizette was different. You know what I'm saying? I was younger than them, so I was kind of, trying to, get my feelings. I'm like, come on, man, come with me. And sure enough, so that's
So
that's how
so
I actually got my
basically,
start.
basically, she led you down the wrong path instead of the right path. Like, man, let's go to the library and put in the
Not,
application.
not. Let me tell you something. Even though a lot of people might think like that, but the truth of the matter is that I had to stand on my own feet. She kind of taught me that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, now I can't depend on my moms no more. You got to
Mhm.
go out and get on your own. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a life lesson. Like if I didn't go through that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be a square nigga talking about, yeah, so You know, like nah, we talking. You know, this is what it is. This
Exactly.
is how
Facts.
majority of us lived. You
I
understand,
taught
especially
you
in the
how to run the streets my way.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But do
You know
you
what I'm
do
saying?
remember that day I told you I had a bad feeling in our
Not
mouth?
listen,
Was it
and I
RoboCop?
did.
Was it RoboCop?
It was. I think it was RoboCop. Yeah, and I did some dumb shit, and I tried to swallow the shit.
Did he
Yo,
punch us?
the nigga grabbed my throat.
Mm.
He was like, "Get them shits back up, straight up." But yeah, you know what I'm
All right,
saying?
whoa.
Like,
All right, we jumping ahead. We jumping ahead.
yes, yes, definitely,
All
definitely,
right,
definitely.
so shit was rough at the crib. You had to get out there and be a man and shit, yo. So you decided to turn to the streets to get that hustle on.
Get the
All right.
hustle, man.
Certain somebody, we ain't gonna say no name, put you onto the game and set you
Mm-hmm.
free. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Set me free.
So from then, you started making bread.
Yeah, I start. So what happened was I caught a case.
Okay.
So I ended up catching the case because the case on Townsend. I was 15 at the time. I was wild
How
young.
long were you hustling before you got caught up?
Maybe a few months, like because I don't know, man. I was one of them dudes that always stood out for some strange
Yeah,
reason. Like
yeah.
police would drive by and they'll just jump out on me
Hmm.
just because. You understand what I'm saying? So I always had. That's why I got so many arrests.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so when I got caught for that, they had sent me to Spofford.
Mm.
So at that time, like I said, my mom's kicked me out the crib. So my mom's kicked me out the crib. She disowned me, man. It was to a point where she used to walk outside and she should just look right past me, dude. Like
Damn.
that's how bad it was. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a bad relationship when I was growing up. So so anyway, so I was a Spofford, so they was trying to call her. Like, yo, your son is locked up. And she was like, what son? I got two young kids. I ain't got no son named Jermaine. And hung up
Oh
the phone.
man.
So that created, a whole bunch of other shit. So I stayed at Spot for like 2 or 3 days, and then they sent me to Beach House, a locked up group home facility. You know
Damn.
what I'm saying? So I went up in there. I was in there for like about 2 or 3 weeks, and
Mm.
then I got shipped off to this group home by Gun Hill Road and Paulden Avenue, and that's where I kind of laid my head at for like like I think it was like 6, 7 months while my mom's was kind of it was a little situation, you know what I'm saying? So I was there for a while. And I was in there, man, I was already out on the streets, man. So I
Yeah.
really kind of, I'm in there, man. I'm like, I ain't
Did
in
you have
nothing,
any
man.
fights while you was in there?
I had one fight, that's what kind of set the tone. And I got an actual story that's added to the group home that a lot of people don't even know about. So I can kind of get into the flow. So anyway, so after the group home, uh I was released from the group home. I still was fighting my case. So I came home, um, and my mom's was back home and shit like that.
Mhm.
So after that, I started trying to go to GD class. So during this time, we still was in the mix of, we wasn't fully in the game. Like I had that little run with, you
Yeah.
know,
And
with,
that slowed you down, or did you jump right back?
yeah, I had that little run, but I'm fighting a little case, and I'm like 15 and 16. So what I mean, I had to, me and my mom try to work it out. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so then, but after that, nigga wasn't hustling, man, and nigga needed money, man. So after that, man, I caught a little robbery
Mm.
down by a park.
Hold up, but before that, was you in front? You was in front for a good minute before that case, right?
Not, but no, that came after the robbery.
Oh, damn.
That came
Okay.
after the robbery. So I had quite a little jokes. Me and I don't want to say other people. Me and another individual was involved in the jokes, and joke fam up, and did what we had to do. So they sent me. So I'm 16 at this time. So they sent me to the island. Like
Ooh.
I ain't never been to the island in my life, fam.
So you was, I mean, they sent you to Spofford, but Spofford really didn't prepare you for what the fuck you was about to get into. Anybody
Nah,
in the world knows that Rikers is a fucking beast, yo. Like
yo,
I
yo,
thank God I never went. Even though they took me on some scared straight bullshit, but yo,
yo. Let
I
me tell you
thank God
something.
I never hit the island, boy.
Let me tell you, that shit ain't nothing like being in the island. And at that time, this is '92. So at this time, Bronx and Brooklyn them niggas had a beef. Like you went to a Brooklyn house and you from the Bronx, then it was running you out that joint. So,
Yeah.
so what happened to me? So anyway, so it sent me to the floor building to the island,
Uh,
and so I go to the intake. I forgot what the intake was, but so we go and and we get our blankets and our pillowcase and our little green cup and shit like that. So there's this one dorm that was in the floor building that was notorious. They had to close this shit down. This shit was called Murder Mar 9, right? So so check this out. So there's two sides when you go up in there. There was legitimately one side like Bronx and like a little few uptown cats, and then the other side was Brooklyn and like like a little. And at that time, Bronx and Brooklyn was going at it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So they know I'm from the Bronx, right? Why the fuck would they stick me on the Brooklyn side for? So I get into the Brooklyn side, right? So I'm in there. This is my first time ever touching the island, fam. So I get up in there, right? So I put like my blanket and my sheet stuff like in the bed. Like they kind of gave me this punk ass what they call a Broadway bed. So they
Oh,
put like punk new dudes in there. Like I didn't know about that shit. So I
oh,
just
man.
put my shit right there. So I'm looking at the phone. I see the phone just hanging there. It's like about like maybe like eight at night. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause intake and stuff take a while, and then you gotta do it. It was like 8 at
That
night. I
hanging
was like, oh,
phone is a setup, yo.
yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, the phone is free.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta call my mom. Shit, I'm like, I'm in jail, nigga. Like, so I pick up the phone. Mind you, so the nigga that was on the other phone looked at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Right?
Mm.
So I'm calling my mom this shit, right? So I called my mom's. So fam come out. He was like, yo, fam, man, what the fuck you doing on my time? I said, yo, hold on, fam, I'm just talking to my mom real quick. He was like, yo, fam, what the fuck I said? And nigga hung up the phone on me.
Mm.
So I'm like, yo, fam, yo, I'm talking to my mom's. So, at that time,
Yeah.
I ain't scared, but my goodness, like, you know what I mean? So fam, like, what the fuck? So I hit the nigga with the phone. The nigga, why I do that for, nigga? Yo, it was like about 20 Brooklyn niggas in there.
Oh,
Yo, these
man.
niggas started beating the shit out of me. Yo, it's like, so there's like this bubble glass, right, where the COs is at. That's how the police niggas was fucking me up. Yo, niggas was beating me. Bam! Yo, my head was like damn near breaking the fucking plastic. Yo, these niggas beat the shit out of me. Yo, took me out of there and shit like that. Put me back and took me to Bellevue shit, cause that's like the hospital, like they
Yeah.
take you for like injuries and shit like
Yeah.
that. I was in there, so I actually went to court from there, and they released me off my own. What they used to call that
Recognizance.
ROR. Yeah,
Yeah.
some shit like that. The
Yeah.
ROR. I guess at that time the niggas didn't care. They was letting go niggas that have
It was
bodies.
so
You know
many
what I'm
fuck.
saying?
It was so
Yeah. So
overpopulated. They would just let the motherfuckers out.
they was letting niggas out. So I came out, and from that point, that's when I said, "Yo, I can't do this rock and this shit, man. This shit ain't me, fam." Like that's when we started doing the hustling thing. You know
So
what I'm
they
saying?
they gave you another court date and shit. Like they.
Yeah, I had a court date, but the witness didn't come. Like like 3 times when the witness don't come. They have to like they don't have no case.
Yeah,
They need
yeah.
a
So you beat
witness.
that shit. Yeah, you was back
So I
out.
beat that shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was back out free.
Yo,
You
that
know what I'm
was
saying?
you dodged one right there, yo.
Yeah. Oh
That was
yeah.
some
So
time right there,
so
yo.
think about it. So
What they
already
were
by the
talking
time I
about throwing at you? How much time they were
Well,
talking
at that time, they didn't indict me. Like you get
about?
thrown something out when they indict you. Like
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
get indicted. You understand what I'm saying? Like I
Ooh.
went through arraignment, I got arraigned. But when it was
Mhm.
time to go to Supreme Court, you gotta get indicted. So I didn't get indicted because the victim didn't come to court. So the
Uh-huh.
victim didn't come to court, there's no case.
Oh man, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
And they got 3 times to come. If they don't come at that time, I don't know about now. I know at
yeah,
that time they should throw it out. You know what I'm saying? Or
yeah,
you'll still go to court. They'll try to see if they can sway the victim, and they'll give you
yeah,
like a 6 month court date, and you go there, and the victim still don't come, and they have no choice but to
yeah.
to dismiss it. You know what I'm saying?
So shit, yo, you dodged the bullet on that one. They
Hell
let
yeah.
you out. You hit the streets again. Shit was still
Yeah.
shaky with moms, I'm sure, because of all this. Was she letting you
hmm
back in the crib, or was you still back out on the streets?
I was, but at that time, I'm out of control already, fam. Like, she got to worry about 2 young ones. She can't, like, at that time, like, we playing with hammers. Like, at
Mhm.
that time, like, it's different. Like, she can't, what can she do?
Yeah,
I mean, she can love about me, but what can she really do?
yeah. She can't
Like, you
stop
got
you.
to think, You gotta think about that shit. Your child, what can you really do? If they out of control like that, what can you really do? But you gonna
Yeah.
beat the shit out of them and kill them? Like,
She
what
had to
can you
make a
really do?
choice, yo. She had to make a choice. She had kids
She
to
got
raise,
two,
man. I mean,
she
I
got
get it,
two
yo.
young kids.
I'm
You
sure
know what I'm
everybody
saying?
get that shit, man.
So money was tight, man. Cause my
Yeah,
pops, this nigga wasn't around, man. This nigga's a junkie. Like this nigga, God rest my pops. He passed away
yeah, I bet, yeah.
recently, but you know what I'm saying. But he wasn't around like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, nigga, we all was on welfare. We was all poor, man.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like some was able to get more than others, but
Yeah.
nigga, I couldn't get shit, man. You know what
We
I'm
was
saying?
that
So
far off from each other. Everybody, it was
yeah,
everybody
man.
was
So
right there with each other, yo. That's why I
yo,
try to explain to people and shit like this whole race shit. It didn't matter in New York, yo. If you was
nah,
there
hell
with me, you was in the
no.
same
Yep,
fucking situation I was in,
yep,
yo. So
yep.
there's ain't shit nobody could say, yo.
Hmm.
So yeah, man. Them streets was definitely hard, man. It was
Yeah.
definitely
So anyway, I don't want to kind of shout out the OG that kind of put me out the
yeah.
pitch in the front, but
I
we
remember.
all know who he is.
Yeah,
Big shout out to the big homie. He my dude. He's
yeah.
probably watching. He's probably gonna watch the video too. He said he was
I
gonna start
hope he
watching.
is, man.
He said he gonna start watching. But big shout out to the big homie. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's
Like he
up.
the one that put that work out there like
I
that.
remember,
I
man.
don't know. Like I had, I always had a thing with people, man. Like even now, when we got some of our people that don't even talk to each other, I'm still able to talk to every single body from my childhood with no, and I'm still able to talk to all of you. I just had that swag. I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People
yeah,
just,
yeah.
they just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to get those things, man. That's when we
I
had that
remember.
brother ghetto out, man. Yo, fam, this shit was nuts, fam. Like, yo, dude, like, it's to the point that I had a sneaker box full of money in my crib. My
I
mom's even
remember.
caught that shit. You
I
understand what I'm saying?
remember
I
that
remember
shit.
one time my mom's caught like it had to be like 90 bottles, nigga, in my sneaker box, nigga. She flushed all them shits down the toilet. But
Oh,
the big homie already knew what it was with my mom. That's why
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
knew,
yeah.
nigga, because nigga, they just call me the pitcher, nigga, because I was out
Yeah.
here, nigga.
Yo, I
I was
remember.
throwing
I
crazy balls,
remember.
nigga,
See,
fastballs, nigga.
see, if people remember the video or if they watch the video and shit, yo, we was right in the middle of everything. Our building,
Yeah,
everybody had to
yeah,
pass our building
yeah,
some way,
hell yeah.
somehow to get to
Yo,
just about
yo,
every neighborhood, yo.
let me tell you something, man. Yo,
That shit was
that's what
crazy.
it. Yo, that's yo. They was calling me light. They were just calling me light skin when I was younger. But when I was saying, yo, light skin, yo, light skin. So that's why I just kept with the light shit, But they was light skin, light skin. Yo, nigga, we had all the fiends from the
Yeah,
towers, nigga. From nigga, they was nigga. This shit was rocking,
yeah.
nigga. We had the fucking traces, niggas killing them, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember
Killing them.
what I mainly remembered is you had every fucking hoodie that matched every pair of kicks and shit,
Every
like
hood,
the
every.
ups and shit, yeah.
Yo, nigga, we was getting it. Yo, and even like the big homies, they was because I was so much loyal.
Mhm.
Niggas was bringing me kick air pack, them air packages and all
Yeah,
that shit. Because I'm a real man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna jerk you with the money. I
yeah.
always, when it come to money, nigga, fair, nigga, we all eat, man. You know what
Tell
I'm
them
saying?
about the
Even
belt,
like when
yeah.
y'all wasn't hustling and I had a nigga, we all was smoking. We used to get the fucking bud with the stickers and line the stickers up all in the banisters in this roof
Uh-huh.
right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Just in
saying?
case they
So,
missed it, yo, you gotta tell them about the belt again, yo.
oh, the
Tell them
belt.
about the belt,
So, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And let me, the OG kind of, put that together. You know what I'm saying? Like he put that together. But
Whoever put that shit
you
need to
know,
go down in
yo,
history and
listen,
shit, yo.
no, the big homie, no, the big homie, and it was three of them. The three big homies. They know,
Yeah,
they know who I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But they put the belt together. You know what I'm saying? But I was able, to finesse that shit, put that shit underneath. Like I'm
But
young doing that
describe
shit.
describe it and shit what it was and shit, yeah.
So what it was a belt. So what we did was we put, we put the work inside the bottles taped up, and what we did was we put, two slabs of tape,
A
put them
big strip
together.
of box shipping tape and shit, yo. That clear
Shipping
tape.
tape, packing tape, yeah, whatever that was, put that shit together and put that shit underneath my belt. You know what I'm
So you
saying? Because
took it, lined it up on both sides, and then folded it
that's
together.
it, man.
So it's
We
about this
folded it
thick,
together.
and you
Yep.
had both
So it's about
lines of
that thick.
bottles lined
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was 100 pack. Each belt was 100 pack. You know what I'm saying? Each belt. You
That
know what
shit
I'm
was
saying?
fucking
Yo,
genius,
fam,
yo.
We was no lie. We wasn't like super big like that, but we was doing at least over 1,200 a night, man. And you gotta
That's what's
think
up,
about
yo.
it, nigga. You got the $1 million blocks on Felon. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like you got these niggas
The
over here
app.
on you. Like nigga, it was so much crack selling, nigga. You know that was nigga, and that's the thing is that when you too greedy, nigga, that's when you fall, man, and you fall heavy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, so so we had the shit rocking. Like I had the shit rocking. My dumbass bringing this nigga Daryl aboard. And let me say his name again, Daryl aboard. Right? You know
Well,
who I'm talking
yeah.
about, man. I'll never forget. Right?
Mhm.
So, I got this nigga, you know who I'm talking about, Joe. This nigga,
Mhm.
diesel nigga, fresh
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
He out there, he doing his thing with the joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
got him out there. I'm thinking he a live wire. You know what I'm like? He older than me and everything. I'm thinking he a live wire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
man.
like he was a big nigga. So I was like, damn, if I had to fight this nigga, I had to shoot this nigga. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
diesel nigga.
I
That's
remember
that's
this
how
motherfucker.
that's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? So he out here, he hustling with me, right? We getting money. He like, so one day, police rolls up, whoop, whoop, right? But I got the window belt, nigga. They can't, nigga. They can't. Nigga, that's the window belt, nigga. Nigga,
Belt.
you can't window man, nigga. You crazy? So when she came, nigga, she patted me down, nigga. She didn't feel shit, nigga. Nothing. And that shit, I had like 80 something bottles left in that shit, nigga. She didn't feel shit. This nigga, Daryl, dumbass, had the fucking bottle. So when they police told him to freeze, you supposed to put your hands up,
Remember
right?
this shit. I think
This
I
nigga
remember this
had
shit.
one hand closed and one hand open, and they like put both hands up. He's like, I do. Yo, dude, police ain't them. They grabbed his fist. He trying to for dear life. You hear diesel niggas say he fighting for dear life, trying to, get them niggas knocked. So they grabbed the nigga, they have this nigga up, B. I'm like, yo, look at this fucking ass shit, man. Yo, I wouldn't be
I remember
surprised if
that
they even
stupid
got
shit. Yeah.
paperwork like on some real shit, man. Like at this point, because it's funny, because then like 2 weeks later after that, nigga, I get knocked in front of the building.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even think about that until we talking right now.
And they
Like
found
they
the belt.
just, huh?
And they found the belt that day.
Yeah, because what happened that day, I didn't have it in the belt. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? Like because I had made a big sell. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I cracked half, and I was just trying to get that shit up. It was early in the morning, so I was just trying to get that shit out.
Yeah.
So I seen the paddy wagon, yo, they come flying up. Yo, they stopped in front of the building, and that shit froze me. I was like, oh shit, I ain't have time to do anything. So
Yeah.
when I tried to run in the building, them niggas grabbed me up and shit like that.
Damn.
Nigga bottles went everywhere and shit like that. And niggas had me up and shit like that. And I got knocked for that shit.
If you
You
would
know
have
what I'm
made it
saying?
through that first gate, just that first gate, you would have
That
been
first
golden.
gate.
Ooh.
But listen, but you already know how it was back in the days, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, they was letting us out, nigga. They let me out. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how it
It's
was.
like,
They
yo,
let me
don't do this shit again. Go home.
right. That's all how it was in New York,
Yeah.
man. Cause there was more homicides. They was worried about homicides.
Yep.
They were about drug sales at that time. This is '92. So at that time, New York City is
Bodies
wild.
was dropping. You
Bodies was dropping, fam. You know what I'm saying? So this is in the height, fam. So they don't care about drugs. They didn't even care about you smoking weed with over the fucking beer with no
Yeah.
bag on the fucking. They didn't
Remember
even
they used
care
to take
about
that shit, throw it on the floor, stomp it out and shit. Yeah.
that. Nigga, they didn't even arrest you for that shit, dude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So after that, you know what I'm saying? I kind of was hustling here and there, but I still had that case. I'm still trying to go to school. But at this time, this is when, our our issues with, certain individuals start to enhance more. So, at this time now I'm carrying a hammer. And the reason why I could go back to the group home, so I could kind of fit that in. It's a part of that in there. So when I was going to school one day, right? And I'm in the hallway. So I used to go to EV. So niggas be in the hallway smoking bud and EV. Niggas be wild. EVs, nigga. That shit. When my first day of school, nigga, a chick got fucking shot in the face with a shotgun, nigga.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was crazy. EV. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Yeah. So So I'm in the staircase and shit like that. I was like, oh shit. So them niggas like about 6 deep in there, shit like that. I'm like, yo, my bad. They're like, what you mean my bad? And you know how back in the day niggas try to herb you.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah, yeah,
so if they thought you was soft, niggas would try to herb you.
yeah.
So I'm running down the hall, cause it's like 60 niggas, so I'm running down the hall. So I get outside and I shoot out the side door so they ain't catch me. So at that time I'm hustling, so I got some bread. And you know, at this time, nigga, I got hammer time now, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this time. So I catch the cab. You know, the cab come home and shit like that. So I go upstairs. At this time I had the 32 that another OG gave me. So I had the 32, you know, something nice and small. So I
Yeah.
goes back to school, right? So I go, I'm outside and shit. I'm waiting for niggas. I'm waiting after school and shit like that. Like I'm about to pop one of these niggas. You know, one of these niggas from the valley. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I think they from that part or whatever.
Yeah.
So my old group home was by my school. So I go to my old group home. So I sit down, right? And you know, small group home, like you know, I rock with the counselors. My shout out to Elliot, shout out to Miss Small. You know, like you know, these my homies, man. Like you know what I mean? Like so I fell asleep in there, right? You know, I wake up and I look. It's one of the dudes that tried to jump me in the hallway. He's in the group home I used to be in at. So he sees me, but he don't kind of because I guess he didn't see like my full face.
Yeah.
But I know who he is because when nigga jump you, nigga, you know every face that try to pop
Yeah,
up
yeah,
on you.
yeah.
You don't recognize it. I recognize you. So I see him. I said, "You was good, homie." So at the time, I had the hand on me.
Yeah.
So he kind of jumped back and the nigga ran upstairs. So some of my mans and none of them came downstairs and shit. Like, yo, man, yo, what's good? What's going on? I said, nah, I just want to ask a bigger nigga that tried to jump me in school. The fuck that nigga, man. Why should that nigga come downstairs? So, you know, the nigga think he's tough. He think it's a game. So Fan comes downstairs, right? And I can speak about this because this is out of statute of limitation. This
Yeah,
should
yeah,
happen
yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they can try what they want.
Yeah.
But so so he comes downstairs. He comes downstairs with a bike, right? So, you know, I got the hand on me, nigga. So I'm like, yo, what's good, fam? So he got like some type of like pitchfork, like you know how you do with the chicken and shit like that. So he get that.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, what's good, nigga? And he like swinging that shit. I'm like,
Oh,
yo, what's up? My man's in him. So I guess like one of the folk that had the hand, like, yo, chill, man. I'm like, yo, fuck that. So I go outside. Fam gets on his bike. So Fam goes to find out just right up in the street, nigga. Yo, fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so only thing I seen was kind of Fam just, you know, bike fell, and I seen that nigga fall. Nigga, and I took off, nigga. Straight up and down. I
Yeah,
took off. And you know, like, you know, and shout out to the counselors, man. Straight up, because they knew I wasn't a troublemaker. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So they looked
I
out for
mean,
me.
ultimately, that was self-defense. Dude fucking attacked you with the fucking
Yeah,
thing,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the counselors, like I said, shout out to them. Like,
Yeah.
they know too. Like, they always, they be like, yo, you crazy, yo. Like,
Yeah.
nah, nigga, fuck that. You know, at that time, I was a skinny nigga at that time. Nigga, I'm gonna pop you, nigga. I wasn't fighting you at that time. You know what I'm saying? But, so anyway, so, you know, that's kind of was in it. So at that time, you know, that's the problem is that when you hustle, you can't miss hustle and beef at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
It never works. You can't miss chicken when you're trying to get chicken with beef. You can't like that. It doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
understand
yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's what was my downfall. Because now, not only I'm hustling, I also got the hammer on me at the same time.
Yeah.
And then, so what kind of was started what kind of started me going downhill was that, so like I said, one day, you know, I'm at my trying to go to Ogden to see my man, and I'm walking around with you know with a 38 special, you know, broad daylight. So I guess I'm about to cross the street, and I see his building, and I see the police standing there. I'm like, oh, shit, fuck. So I guess he must have seen that I seen it and I was nervous. So I crossed the street. So when I crossed the street, you know, I seen that nigga on the walk circle, right? Like pull him in. So I'm walking fast. So it's like when you're on Ogden, it's like a hill. So when I seen it, I seen the police car pull up and talk to me. He was like, damn, over there. Yo, so when them niggas started coming up, I turned and I started running up the hill. So I'm running up there, these niggas car chasing me, niggas jumped out, nigga, I turned back around and ran the other way. So I ran the other way, there was a lot. like a vacant lot. You know, back in the days, nigga, all this shit was fucked up. So it was a vacant lot with all type of rumble shit. So when I seen that shit, I threw the hammer inside the lot. You know what I'm saying? So police eventually niggas got me because it was like 6 cars, niggas surrounding, niggas got me. So niggas got me up in the car. Yo, niggas slapping the shit out of me. Niggas beat me up and shit like that. Yo, where's the fucking shit? I'm like, yo, what the fuck that niggas talking about, man? So yo, it took these niggas 2 hours to find, like it took them 2 hours. Like they was about to give up. Like police was leaving like the scene because they couldn't find it. And this one fucking cop, dude,
Diligent motherfucker.
on some movie shit, just kept on looking. I know this motherfucker. And yo, this nigga said, "You got it." Yo, when they said that shit, nigga, my heart dropped. Like my shit dropped because nigga, this is a hammer now with fully loaded, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With fucking rhino bullets in this shit, nigga. At that time, you know, they was trying to slay dudes for the rhino bullets. They was trying to give nigga, what was it, like a year each bullet, and then
they
plus
called them
the
shits cop killers and some shit back then, yeah?
Yeah, they was trying to give niggas time for them shits at that time. Now this time, when I go to the island, nigga, I'm there for like a month because now I got indicted. You know, now, you know, they talking about bail. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, I'm like 17 now. So think about it. So from 15 and 17, I had about 5 arrests already.
Started thirst, my bad.
You know what I'm saying? 5 felonies. Not no misdemeanor shit.
Damn, yo.
All straight up
They
felonies.
let you walk on all them shit. So now this time they like.
So mind you, the drug case, I was still fighting that. I was still going to court for that. So then I had the gun joint with that. So I'm in there shit like that. So I do my homework in the law library. So I find out about this program called Cases. Cases is supposed to help you get probation, supposed to help you like change your life. So, you know, Cases came to court and them niggas fought for me and they was able to get me free. But the stimulation was that I had to complete the program, get my GED, and then I get probation for 2 felonies. I'm like, oh shit, word. So boom. So I'm like, all right, cool. So dude, so that's when me and Tremaine, like we got super tight at that time because, you know, I had to stay out of trouble because, you know, I already racked up all these felonies, nigga. Like, so at that time, that's when me and him started getting super, super tight. And, you know, we was dating sisters. He was dating Michelle and I was dating Nicole.
Damn, I forgot about that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I was chilling. I was doing the program, doing that shit, you know, and just, you know, chilling with Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And dude, I even got a job and everything, fam. At 17, like I was working at the supermarket on Broadway. It was called Sloan Supermarket.
I remember.
was working there. Yeah, so I was chilling. I was working and everything. And in the middle of that, I had drama with such and such, but I don't want to kind of get into that. Yeah. So anyway, but you know, I was chilling and shit. So one night, you know, we drinking Cisco and shit like that. You know, Cisco was that crack
That's
juice,
went
man.
Wrong right there, yeah.
And yeah, we drinking Cisco. So you know, there was a few of us. So you know, we drink Cisco, and just so it happened, one of them had a hammer on him. So you're like, oh shit, all right, that's what's up. So niggas drinking and shit like that. So you know, money's out. You know, I'm not hustling at that time, so I'm trying to really like, but you know, I ain't got no money like that, dude. Like we can't, you know what I'm saying? So we end up like, yo, fuck that. You want to start robbing niggas? Niggas was like, yeah, fuck it, let's start robbing niggas. So that's what we did. So we robbed. I want to say we robbed about three to four individuals, right? 2 of them was cabs, you know, 3 of them was cabs, and I think it was a nondescript, some shit like that. So the last jukes, it was kind of planned like the way we had it planned, right? So a nigga was supposed to take the cab from Bronx Lebanon, right? You know, I'm not gonna say no name. Take the cab from Bronx Lebanon, right? Take the cab from Bronx Lebanon and stop the cab on D Street. You know, Davidson. So when he was gonna stop the cab there, I was waiting in the lurks. You know what I'm saying? You know, at that time, you know, them cab niggas had guap on them, and them niggas was transporting drugs too. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you could get it at that time, not now, cause you know Uber and shit, but back then
Yeah.
you was able to get a good lick off a cab driver because everybody had cash, nobody had credit cards. So
Yep.
cab drivers walking around with like 6, 7, 8, 9. That was an easy joke. So we talking about
Hell
back in
yeah.
them days, that shit lasts. So 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 I was waiting in the lurks. So when the cab pulled up, I ran up on the side of the joint, so I had the hammer. I ran up on the side, so I grabbed him and I pulled the hammer out, but he was an older cat. So the nigga had some man. You know, I'm like 17, nigga. I'm like 150 pounds soaking wet,
Yeah.
nigga, like 6'1", nigga. So nigga grabbing me and shit like that. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? Get the fuck off the shit. And you know, somebody should have helped out, but it is what it is. But anyway, so you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so nigga got the hammer and shit. So I said, yo, fuck that. And I let the shit. I just squeezed off, nigga, because that
Yeah.
nigga was trying to get that shit out of my hand, nigga.
Hell
I'm not
yeah.
gonna do a robbery, fucking get killed, nigga. Fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I popped that nigga. So the nigga stopped. I was like, oh shit. So I'm thinking somebody's gonna. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so at that time, you know, somebody get knocked off, right? And since I was really in the system, as
Yeah.
long as dude had a description, they had to
Yeah.
run my. I was into that shit, but I was on the run for a few days,
Yeah.
so I missed work. So I was trying to get my last check from my job because I
Yeah.
was gonna split time. Like I already knew what time it was. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
coming,
Yeah.
they came to my mom's crib, busting down the door, fucking
Damn.
through the fucking fire shit, like niggas, because once you get caught up with some firearm shit, they mark you as armed and dangerous. You understand? Especially if you let it go. They mark you as armed and dangerous. So that's what their motto was at that time because they don't have the gun, so they figure I still
Well,
have
the
it.
NYPD wasn't playing, yo. That
Yeah,
motherfucker
you know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
playing.
And they just come in my crib like harassing, like you know what I'm saying? Like I feel bad that I put my mom through that shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
harassing, where your fucking son at, this and that, and I was staying low and shit. So I try to pick up my check, my idiot ass, try to go pick up my check. Cause I needed that, I needed something like all
Yeah. Yeah.
sources didn't have any source of money. Unless I was gonna catch another gypsy and then I'm putting myself in another hole. Nigga, I'm trying to get out of here. I already did enough gypsies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and then the few days that I was on the run, the money that I had, nigga, I spent it because I was on the run. I got to buy, food. You taking cabs and you
Situations
trying
was
to,
getting worse.
yeah, your situation's getting worse. You ain't got nothing coming in but just spending. You know what I'm saying? So I went to try to get that check. When I went there, nigga, the boys was there, the D's was there. So I guess the manager told them that I came. So when I got up in there, young niggas grabbed me up. So, so I thought it was like, so nigga, get the fuck out, I'm about to swing. It was the boys. So niggas grabbed me up. So I'm tussling. I'm trying to get out of there, nigga.
Yeah.
So I'm tussling with the niggas. So like it's like a movie shit. So like the fucking chip shit was there. Nigga banging in that shit. Nigga, the shit fell on me. Niggas grabbed me. Niggas fucking cuff me on the shit like that. Mad shit. The whole store, like the front of the store was destroyed, straight up. So they got me in the car. Niggas threw me in the car. These police used to fuck niggas up back in the day. Like, that's all they used to like to do to niggas, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they used to, they whooped my ass. Because, I gave them a tussle. So they
Yeah.
whooped my ass. They took me to the island. This time, nigga, it ain't no return at that point. Now we
Yeah.
talking about we got a attempt murder because you shot a nigga during the robbery. You got an
Damn.
open hammer case with rhino bullets, and you got an open drug case. Like
Mm.
at that point, they niggas was offering me crazy numbers. So they were trying to offer me um a 12 and a half to 25 when I shot the nigga, right? They try to offer me a 5 to 15 for the hammer, and they try to offer me like a 2 to 4. Nigga, I was done, nigga. I'm not taking that shit. Nigga, I'm 17 years old, nigga. I ain't taking that. You know what I'm saying? So, then I end up back in the full building. At that point, you jailing at that point, riots, a lot of fights, you know what I'm saying? Cuttings, I got cut on my hand in there. The niggas threw a big ass table on me, like when we had a riot, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like all type of shit, man. Like, in the bang, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just jailing. But at that time, I was still focused enough to try to work on my case. Going
Yeah.
to library, still trying to get it in, trying to fight. Cause I'm not trying to spend that much time They tell me if I'm going to trial for each joint, that means I'm gonna end up being like 25 to life. Nigga, like, no, fuck that. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Not for no fucking one night spree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So, so I remember I switched lawyers because I had to fire my lawyer. My lawyer wasn't trying to budge. I'm like, yeah, really? So
Was
I
that
got
a
him.
pay lawyer or was it public?
Nah, I didn't get no pay lawyer because my bill was ridiculous. She was like $150,000. Nigga, what type of lawyer? When you get a lawyer, when you got a bill like that, that lawyer
Yeah.
is going to want more because that means
Yeah.
these charges. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? These are shit that you got eyewitnesses. You got somebody in your crew that's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like, you gotta get you're gonna have to pay them niggas racks. I didn't have it, nigga. I wasn't
Yeah.
hustling like that. Wasn't
Yeah.
doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I got the new lawyer and shit like that, and I end up, lawyer telling the lawyer, look, this is boom, boom, this what happened, boom, boom, boom. So like, look, man, I'm gonna try my best. The good thing that's on your side is that you young. You know what I'm saying? At that time I was 18. He said, I'm gonna try to get you something, try
If
to
you
use
was 17, that would have been better.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
was 18. I'm in the island at this time. So
Yeah.
I'm the case, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm gonna try to get you something. So we was about to go to pre-trial hearing for the shooting at first, because that was the one they wanted to get me on the most. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even care about their hammer and the drugs.
Yeah.
They had a nigga that was in there. He was, bent up, fucked up in the chair. You know what I'm saying? And they have eyewitnesses. Nigga, they was trying to throw the book at me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he comes back to me. He like, yo, look. He said, yo, the best I can do, yo, is give you a 3 to 9 for the we if you cop the plea, we give you 3 to 9. We'll drop the attempt murder and we'll make it only like a attempt robbery,
Yeah.
right? And first degree with a deadly weapon, and then we gave you 1 to 3 for the hammer. The drugs will just consider that just like I think they call it like something like a discharge. I forgot what they called it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it's still a felony, but I had to do no time for it. Some shit like
Yeah.
that. So I haven't thought about it. I said, well, let me think about it, man. Give me a different date. Let me think about it. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about that shit. At
Three
that
to
time,
nine, it sounded real good.
huh? Huh?
3 to 9, it sounded real good. This shit
Yeah,
compared
3 to 9, and then the 1 to 3 make it with the 4 to 12 bid. You know what I'm saying?
concurrent
So
though, right?
concurrent, right? So I
Yeah.
only see one parole board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I took it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had no choice, man. Like what else I was going to do? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Hell
Like
yeah. That was a hell of a deal.
yeah. So I took it. You know what I'm saying? And I got sentenced in '95, I think. And I went up north. And throughout that jail bed, things happen, man. Like, fist fights, a lot of fist fights. Just, the beginning of the bid, man, that shit was just nuts, man. Like, you know what I'm
So
saying? Like,
so you stood on the island or they shipped you off?
so they ship you upstate. So at that time, I went to Austin County. So Austin County is for when you have 6 years and under. Right? So that means you're going to like a medium jail.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's, and that's something that I had. My bid was a 4 to 12, right?
Yeah.
So I went to Ulster. From Ulster, I went upstate. I think I went to Livingston. From
So was
Livingston,
that a whole different beast from the island? Was it
well,
better? Was it
well,
worse?
well, well, in dumb jails, it was different because niggas are already sentenced with a day to go home. When you on the island, you don't know when you going home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially
Yeah.
if you looking at heavy time, you don't know when you're going home.
Yeah.
So,
Were they
so
wilding like the island though? Was
not,
it
we're not
everybody was
in
already
those,
settled?
not in no jail. Like I said, those were the old time jail.
Yeah.
I was young. I was 19 at this time,
Yeah.
in jail with niggas that already did like 3 bids, and they've been down for 20 years. They got like 3 more years left. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Chilling.
I was rocking with them. Cooking, like working in the mess hall. I think I had one fight in Governor and Livingston put together, something like that. It was chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for some reason, they told that all the people that was under 21 had to go to green.
Mm.
Now, Green is a medium facility for adolescents, straight adolescents. So niggas is
Those are the
wild.
fucking knuckleheads, yeah.
So mind you, so I seen Swayze in there, right? Me and Swayze was
Yeah.
kicking it. Seti,
Okay.
you know, my son Wild Bill, a few other cats that was in there like that.
Yeah.
So I was on the news side because of my past on the island. It caught up to me in Green.
Mm.
So one day I'm in the yard and chilling by the phone and shit like that. That was right before Shireen got killed too. It's crazy. So so um so I'm in the yard and I'm chilling. You know, I got the razor. You know, it's whatever. Like I already know the vibes. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I start seeing individuals coming, and I'm not just talking about like 4 or 5. I'm talking about like 50 coming my way, right? So I'm there in the yard.
Back and shit like
Yo,
that coming to
I'm
me.
just saying, I'm just saying, yo, fuck it, I'ma die. Like that's the only thing that came to my mind. I got the
Yeah.
razor out, so I'm just going all out. Fuck it, what else I'ma do?
Yeah. Hell
Like what
yeah.
else can I do? So it just so happened that one of them, right, was somebody who we used to play football with that was
Oh,
in there. And they was a ranking person, right?
yeah.
So when he got closer, he was like, "Yo, whoa, man!" I'm like, "Yo, fam!" I'm like,
Hell yeah.
I'm super high. I'm like, yo, thank God, like, nigga, kill me. I'm like, yo, what's good, man? Yo, my man, what's going on? Yo, hold on a second, yo, what's good? So, he squashed it for me
Yeah,
because,
yeah,
there
yeah.
was a backstory to it. Understand what I'm saying? But during that time, while he talking to me, they really had the orders to clear out my whole locker. So when I got back, nigga, all my shit was gone.
Damn.
I had my field jacket, I had my Reebok classics. I had, because
Stay with the
I still
classics.
smoking. Yeah, I still smoking, but I had like all my canned goods, with the commissary. Like my locker was decent. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And all my shit was gone. So I told them, and they returned all my shit back. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he was up ranking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But but at that point, nigga, I'm still not trusted. So I'm still kind of
About to
just
roll
walking
a
around.
blunt, man. You're gonna have to
I'm
excuse me, but I'm about to roll a blunt.
Yeah. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? So, so at that point, I'm still gelling though. So, I still got my razor, nigga. I'm walking around that shit with my razor still.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's funny. So I was going to meet Swayze in the gym, right? So as I'm there, I forgot to check my joint. No homo. Like, you gotta listen, man.
Yeah.
You put fucking matchbook on the shit, you put the tissue, the plastic, nigga, you boof. Nigga, how is she gonna get a razor in,
Yeah,
nigga?
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I forgot to cheat the shit. Like
Uh,
straight up on some jail shit.
yeah.
And when I didn't do that, shit was still in my pocket. The niggas that was called Batman and Robin, yo, when they heard that razor, nigga, I had the razor in my pocket. Niggas took that shit out of my pocket. Niggas cuffed me up, nigga. So I went to the box. Now, when you're in the medium and you get put with like a razor banger, they ship you to maximum security. So now the maximum security is Kawasaki called the cat.
Yeah, I
So
heard
the
it.
cat that's a different ball game. Now we talking about dudes that's across the street that got life in prison. That you understand what I'm saying? Like niggas that ain't never
Is it
going home. They
23
got
and
it,
1 over there?
huh? 20.
Is
So
it?
right. So I was in the box, right? Then when you get from the box, you get shipped to the keep block, to the maximum keep block. So I end up in the maximum keep block. So at first I had 6 months, right? But that's what you get for the hammer. 6 months turned into like about 13, 14 months
Damn.
because I had a fight in there. I got jumped in there when niggas are rioting. Fucking, niggas are throwing fire on the tier. Niggas throwing piss on the tier. Shit on the tier. Niggas are wilding. So that 6 months turned into like 13, 14 months. So, you know what I'm saying? So when I came out and shit, now you still in the maximum security because your classification is maximum now. So I'm in there with lifers, but but the thing about maximum security is that unless if you're not banging or doing anything like that, if you
Yeah.
want some chill shit, you want some chill shit, you might have a few scuffles. Like I'm not saying you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once you have the 1 or 2 scuffles, niggas see even if you take a loss, nigga, I took mad losses. You
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As long as you can take a loss or you can win, nigga, that shit don't matter as long as you in there fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was working in the industry dorm in the cap. So in the industry dorm, we was making the core craft underwear and t-shirts for Corecraft. So Corecraft is an actual company that's on the stock market that you can invest in. So Corecraft supply most of the boxes and t-shirts for inmates in jails.
That shit is modern day slavery right there. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. They pay you a little bit more than the average inmate, but yeah,
What,
it's
two
modern day
cents and
slavery.
shit, 3 cents an hour? Like, come on, man. That
No,
shit's
not
crazy.
like for like just like the regular inmate job would get like 55 cents an hour, right? Whereas in the industry dorm, you might get like $1.50 an hour.
Yo,
But
that
you
shit
gotta
is
think
less
about
than
it.
sending it overseas, yo. Like that
Yeah.
shit, 55
And
cents an
and
hour, yo.
and believe it or not, a lot of license plates in New York City are built by inmates in jail.
That's the, the
You
legend of
understand
the
what I'm
pressed
saying?
license plates
Yeah,
is true.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, so I was in the cat. Like I said, I had a few other kids when I was in Keep Life. When I got the regular population, me and Swayze was in the cat together. We
Yeah,
was linked up. We
that's cool.
niggas on some chill shit. Like we was, now niggas are kind of. I got like close to 4 years in already at this time. So at that time, now you on some, like you trying to like relax. I'm about to see my parole board.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
6
about that.
months.
So,
Yeah, I'm about to see my parole board in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to chill. I'm in the industry doing that's like an honor job to have in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see my parole board. So I go see my parole board. I sit down, right? So they talking to me. They're like, yo, so let us know, how you feel. So I'm like, I'm sorry about what happened, this
yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? But they pulled out a letter during the hearing, and it was from the family. You know what I'm saying? And the family was like, he really got, such and such dramatized, this and that. So they reading this shit in the parole board. And to top it off, I'm in a maximum jail when I started in the media.
Mm,
You really think I was gonna make my parole board?
not happening. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I get back to my cell. So usually when you get the parole board hearing, if you
yeah.
made your parole board, you get it within 24 hours, and then you get like a 2-month date saying you got an open date, meaning you about to come home in 2 months. You got to make sure your housing is right. They got to go to your apartment and shit like that. So I got my shit 2 days later. That means that you got disapproved. So they gave me 24 more months. They saying because my past history and the nature of
Yeah.
my crime, they thought that I was a threat to society. They let me go now. I need more institutionalized and more
Yeah.
program, yada, yada, all that other shit. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, I was in that cell, nigga, I was crying. Because I'm still at that time,
So you
I'm like
still
20,
had some hope. Yeah, you still had some hope and belief
I'm
that
like
you was gonna.
21. Yeah, I'm like 21. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then after I didn't make the board, I was in a cap for like I want to say like 4 more months, maybe 6 more months. And I ended up going to Green.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Washington. So Washington is another adolescent medium facility. But Washington's a little bit different. But Washington's a little bit better upscale medium. Like they have like their own stoves and you can cook shit in there. So it
Oh
was a
shit.
little different in there. So I went in there, at that time I'm really, like my number said like 95 R's. When niggas see my number, niggas really know. Like
That you
niggas
got
be
down.
not saying dudes pretty like cause you got but niggas like you probably on some chill shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Niggas ain't gonna test you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
saying they don't, but you know what I'm saying? It's like,
They
they
know you've
really
been down and shit, yo. That most likely you've been handling your business and shit. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? So I got up in there, I worked in a mess hall and shit like that. I was a little line cook the shit and back in the cooking like it was like a 5 in the morning to 2 p.m. type shit. You know what I'm saying? So then after Washington, I ended up going to Sullivan Annis. So Sullivan Annex is the jail that's closer to the city. Not Sullivan Annex, I'm sorry, Eastern Annex. Eastern Annex. The Eastern Annex is another jail. It's very close to the city. It's almost like a purpose jail. You know what I'm saying? So I get there and I get in a program, like a drug program. You know, I got drugs, so I'm using that. Like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I was alcoholic. Yeah, you know, I'm just doing drugs. Yeah, sure, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what my motto. So we in the program and shit like that. And you know, I'm working at a farm at this time because now they're giving me outside clearance. Because now, you know, I'm kind of winding down to my second parole board, and I've been
Yeah.
down for a while. So now they finally lifted my classification, and they gave me like a little lower classification. So now I'm working on a farm. So mind you, I ain't never working on a farm.
So you still in the maximum, but they giving you the.
No. This ain't a maximum.
So now they switch you to the medium.
But there's an Eastern max, but the Eastern Annex is a minimum, like a minimum jail to the max jail.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the Eastern Annex part. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm working on the farm, and we get outside clearance. So mind you, so we got to milk cows. So nigga, these fucking big ass cows and shit like that. So I gotta put my elbow like over there by their leg and shit like that. So like the cow don't kick the nigga and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because there's this one cow named Stubby, right? And Stubby was like, so normally when some of them cows can't produce milk or they land no good, they take them to the slaughterhouse and they slaughter them. So this particular cow knew what time it was, and when it got into like the middle, like hallway, nigga, that cow started flipping, started kicking everybody, police and everything, nigga. So in the process, they cut like Stubby tail because they was trying to control Stubby. So they just said, yo, fuck it, we're not gonna kill her. So she was in there, you know, Stubby was cool with me. Like me and Stubby,
Yeah.
we had a relationship.
So-
Like I used to pet Stubby.
So they
Yeah.
spared her? They let her live?
Yeah, they let her live. She
Oh,
was gangster, man. But me and her had a relationship. Like I was like kind of like only a few individuals like a milker. Cause
yeah.
I'll pet her. I don't worry about mama. Hey, take
You got
some
the Midas
food.
touch her.
Yeah, come on.
You
You
should
know the
whisper
time.
her ear,
So,
shit, it's gonna be okay.
you
It's
know what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
all right.
And she'll lift up her legs for me and everything. And I put the fucking milk tubes in her nipples and right? And I turn on the milk shit, milk her up, and you know, after that, see the thing about cows, after you milk them, you gotta put the iodine to close their nibbles before
Yeah.
they get infection.
Yeah.
So you gotta
That's
kind
how
of do it
chocolate
from the
milk came out.
side. Yeah, you know, well, if you want to say, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of like, put the iodine. So this particular day, my man Dan the man, white boy nigga, right, skinny dude, right, he was a junkie, you know what I'm saying? But it is
Yeah.
what it is. He was a white boy. We always told him, yo, stop trying to put the iodine in the cows from right behind, nigga. You gonna get your head kicked off. Sure enough, he went to Stubby. And Stubby, sure enough, yo, he put the first nipple, I see her leg raised. I ain't even say nothing. So, right?
So
Yo,
you could have spared him and shit, yeah.
nah, it wouldn't even matter. Yo, dude, I don't think it wouldn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, her leg was so fast when he kicked him. And sure, they put the second nipple. Nigga, she kicked that nigga so hard, that nigga flew to like the fucking wall over there, nigga. That nigga fucked up. Big ass eye, nigga.
She hit him dead in the face, yo.
Dead in the face. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so so after Easton, you know what I'm saying, I went to another parole board and so I did all the programming, worked outside clearance and let me go. And then after you let me go, you know what I'm saying? I ended up going to another little minimum type camp that's closer to the city. So I went there and I had an open date for like 2 months and then I got released after doing 6 years.
Oh shit. Before we walk out them gates, yo. What was the craziest shit you seen while you was locked up? Oh, you had to see some crazy shit that you was like, what the fuck? Or some gruesome shit you ain't.
I tell you what, damn, I'm trying to be cautious about what I
Oh
say.
yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to think, yo, the craziest thing I've seen in there. Oh, I'll tell you a craziest thing. When we was in one joint, I'm not gonna even say the joint, I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
one joint. right? We came out, right, and there was over a pack of Sassoon, right? So the nigga had one pack of Sassoon, and the nigga told the nigga, yo, only use half of it and save the other half so we could use it tomorrow because Palmer said he's not until the next day.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. Yo, the nigga used the whole pack of Sassoon. So the nigga asked the nigga, like, yo, what's going on with Sassoon? He was like, I used the whole joint, yo, that's why the breaks. He's like, hey, I think what's in the fuck I told you, nigga? I told you, nigga, use half the Sassoon, nigga. I need the other half. Like, no, nigga thought that shit was a joke, nigga. So on the next go around, yo, the nigga came out of his joint. Yo, before fam came out of his area, they got nigga stabbed the shit out that nigga numerous times
Yeah.
for a pack of Sassoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's so crazy? Yeah. I've
yeah.
heard this shit on multiple fucking like I watch a lot of YouTube channels that deal with prison and stuff like that, and almost every channel somebody mentions Sasson on that shit, yo. And said how fucking deep the Sasson is, yo.
Mhm,
That's crazy, yo.
mhm,
That's crazy.
mhm, mhm.
Motherfucker got stabbed up over Sasson.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. So like I said, after after my 6 years, and shit, I got let go, and I had 6 years on parole. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I still, when you do your bid, whatever's all you have left, that's what you have left on parole. I still had 6 years on parole.
Did you violate any time while you was out?
I violated once because I had caught a dirty urine,
Oof.
and
Anytime.
I had to do 6 months of Willard. That's like a boot camp shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's up,
And
yo?
the boot camp shit was crazy. Like I could tell you a crazy story about that. 'Cause that's boot camp and shit like that. Yo, I remember when niggas didn't. So when you go into the mess hall, like you gotta march in, parade, rest, turn, and you gotta move in the parade, rest. Yo, nigga didn't do that shit, man, like that. Yo, they told nigga, yo, come here. Yo, it's snowing outside, fam. They said, eat outside. Yo, this thing, yo, snow is on a nigga tray, nigga like this. Yo, fam, yo, like crazy, like yo, the shit they had niggas hugging trees for hours, type shit.
It's fucking torture. That ain't boot camp.
Yo, that
Shit.
shit,
They
but
like
that's the
fuck it,
thing.
yo.
But it's more of a mental
Yeah.
game. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you let it get it, cause the physical thing, nigga, that shit had me running 12 miles a day in that shit. When we used to run 12 miles on Saturday and Sunday when I was in that shit. Nigga,
Damn.
when I came out, nigga, I was still running from here to Fordham, nigga. When I came out, I thought I was fucking, yeah, for real,
All right,
dude.
so when you came out, let's jump to that. So when you came out, did you still feel institutionalized, or
Of
did you
course,
feel like a free man, back to normal? Like,
nah,
was it easy to
institutionalized.
adjust?
Nah, any dude that tells you don't first 6 months is crucial because at that time you're like, yo, fuck that nigga. I'll go back to jail. Nigga, I just did, especially dudes that did time. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, fuck that. When I got 6 more years to max out, nigga, I just did 6 years. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's how I was in the beginning. But what kind of saved me was that I started working. You know what I'm saying? So I was investing a lot of my energy into working. You know what I'm saying? Like I was putting in a lot of hours in my job. You know what I
Now,
mean?
was that hard to find a job? Because it's hard
You
to find
know,
a job anywhere in New York, and then to have a record.
well, it's funny. Annette from the building,
Oh,
she plugged me into her job. It was a
that's
Timothy's World Coffee. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
what's
And I got into the coffee. Coffee. You know what I'm saying? And my
up.
personality, and at that time, I was younger, so I had a little bit more good looks. You know what I'm saying? I was able to sell coffee. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So, so I was working there. I ended up becoming a supervisor. You know what I'm saying? And then I had caught the dirty urine. So I ended up doing it 6 months. So when I came out, I left so much of an impression to them that they didn't hire me back.
Oh shit,
So
that's what's
it's
up.
funny though. My first day back on the job, I had the key. I'm thinking I'm opening the store. I put the key into the door. Like I show her, what the fuck going on? And I look up to right to there. Man, she had a big ass sign. All employees go to Water Street. Yo, I get to Water Street, fam. Yo, they like, yo, we all fired. We all laid off. I'm like,
Damn.
yo, it's my first day. Yo, you kidding me, man?
Damn, yo.
Like, yo, how you get let go on your first day? And it's not even my fault.
Yeah, damn, yo.
You know what I'm saying? And so then
That's
at
fucked
that
up.
time, it became a struggle for me because, you know, at that time the World Trade happened, the jobs was very like things, you know, things was messed up. You know what I'm saying? And
All right, let's speak on that real quick and shit, because people don't talk about that. Like, how did that affect the hood and shit, yo? How did 9/11 affect the hood?
well, I tell you this, for me, that's when I caught my violation. So I caught my violation in August, right around the beginning of August 2001. So as I'm looking, so I'm in the day room, right? And I'm looking at TV and I call my wife. So I'm like, yo, I'm looking at TV. I'm like, yo, a plane hit the first World Trade. And I'm told, I said, that shit don't look right, yo. She's like, what are you talking about? Because she's at work. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, this shit don't look right. Like, why the fuck would a plane hit the fucking World Trade Center? Make it visible. Like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, how low can you
She
get?
worked
Like,
in Manhattan?
she worked in the Bronx. Yeah, she worked like in some type of lumber way. I forgot, like
That's
a
what's up, man.
secretary or
She
some
worked
shit
in
like
Manhattan.
that. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm on the phone with her, the second plane hit, and I said, yo, I told you, yo, this shit ain't right. She's like, yo, I gotta go. And I guess at that time, the city started getting crazy, like the buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody glued to their TVs. So we like watching TV, and the CEO was like, yo, oh, we're getting ourselves. So we all in ourselves, because some of them, they had to go to the World Trade to help out.
Some of
Oh
the
shit.
guards?
Yeah, some of the guys, damn fam, we only got 5%, yo.
Oh
We might
shit.
have to,
You
yeah,
got
I might have to finish the rest. Like, I'm gonna let it charge up, but I'm gonna finish the rest. Can you still see me though?
Yeah, I can still see you and shit,
All
yeah.
right. So we just gonna let it die. If it die out, you know why? You know what I
All
mean?
right, that's what's
So
up.
anyway, I'm gonna try to squeeze that in. So they locked us in ourselves. The reason why, because they all had to go. So we was in ourselves for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Wow. But anyway, to before I get to that, I'm in my window and I'm looking from Rikers Island. You can see the World Trade Center. So I'm
Oh, what?
looking at the smoke. As I'm looking, I see the first building come tumbling down. I'm like, oh shit. Yo, niggas is bugging in there. So now we're bugging because we're hearing they hit niggas with airplanes. Nigga, LaGuardia Airport is right there by Rikers Island. One of
Damn.
them planes could fucking crash into the island. People stuck in these cells, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Damn.
crazy? You know what I'm saying? And
Nobody's talking about this.
I seen the buildings go down. So the first impact, I couldn't really feel the community because I was locked up. But
Yeah.
when I came home, you know, us New Yorkers, you know, we kind of picked things up and we
But
kind of just,
I mean, to witness that shit, yo. Like,
you know,
you had a
it was
clear,
great.
great view of this shit, yo. And you see
Yeah,
both of them
nah,
shit drop?
I seen both of them. Because I'm glued to my window. There's nothing else to do.
Did you see the
You know what I'm
people?
saying?
Did you see the people falling and
Nah,
shit like
because
that?
you know we from a distance, so we
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
really
yeah,
see the
yeah,
people. We speak, you could see the buildings because they real
yeah,
tall. You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Damn.
And that was something. You know what I'm saying? Things was different. You know what I'm saying? But when I came home, you know, I couldn't really feel that because I
Yeah,
had to worry about myself. Like I
yeah,
like damn, I had a job. I just lost my job on my first day. I'm like, yo, I gotta do something. So I went to a temp agency. So we got a temp agency, and then I had an old friend that worked at Starbucks,
yeah.
and he got me plugged into Starbucks, and that's how I started at Starbucks.
So there you go. Yeah, everybody got a record. Starbucks will hire your ass. Yeah,
Yeah, hell
there
yeah.
you go.
As long as it's 7 years, it has to be
Upset.
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, once it's 7 years, they can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
All right, yo. So shit. Since you're about to die out and shit, yo. I don't even know how long we've been on here. We gonna bust
You know
this
what
out
I'm
into another part and shit, yo. You get your shit charged up and shit. We
saying? All
gonna
right.
do this, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
Taking
what time you
time
want
out.
to do it? You want to do it a little later?
Whenever, yo. Whenever. Just
I
hit
should
me
let
up.
me. Let me charge it for like an hour then.
That's what's up.
All right, yo.
All right, man.
All right, yo.